Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at how you steal all the attention when you walk into the room, okay? So please be aware this is a general reading to only take what resonates and leave the rest, as the messages may differ for everyone watching. I'm going to show you your crystals now. So for pile number 1, we have this leopard jasper crystal. Now we hear kids in the background. If you can hear them, I apologize in advance. Pile number 2, we have honey calcite. And for pile number 3, we have red jasper. I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to. If you're drawn to more than one pile, you can pick 2 or all of them. Your intuition will always know best. If you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I will see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this leopard jasper crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how you steal all the attention when you walk into the room. So you chose the card Idyllic Times with the Garden and Paradise. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of your cards. But before I do, please note that this is a general reading. The messages may differ for everyone, so only take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, my pile number 1s. For your cards, we have Sensuality with Feminine Wisdom and Passion. We have Tenderness with True Love and Compassion. We have Wings of Light with Becoming Something New. And lastly, for your oracle cards, we have Miracles with Ancient Wisdom. For your tarot cards, we have the 9 of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Devil. We have the Star. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, my pile number 1s, now that we have your cards laid out, I see exactly how you steal all the attention when you walk into the room. So I just want to say a little disclaimer. Well, not really disclaimer. If you can hear kids playing or screaming in the background, I apologize in advance. Because, while I was organizing the cards, I just heard them the whole time. So yeah. But I kind of feel here from your energy. Yesterday I did a reading, and I had a specific pile, I think it was pile number 1, where I said the energies feels like people watch into your life in some type of way. They kind of enjoy watching into your life. It was the reading of what makes you intoxicating to others, or what about you is intoxicating to others. And then I saw there like popcorn, like people loved watching into their lives because something was entertaining or interesting about it, and I feel the same energy. So if you're from the same pile, I feel the same energy. If you haven't watched my readings before, then I just find this is like the same energy, like people find it entertaining to be around you in some type of way. And when you walk into the room, perhaps with popcorn, could be like everyone paying attention to you, people watching into your lives, or like when you walk into the room, there's this kind of feeling of people are very entertained by your energy in some type of way. Either like when you walk into the room, you have all eyes on you and you steal all the attention. And it's like people are interested in hearing about your life. People are interested in, who you are as a person, because you give off this energy of like, I'm intrigued. I want to know, like that kind of energy. And there's that feeling. Or sometimes maybe you walk into the room and you steal so much attention that it may attract some jealousy. So perhaps with the popcorn is like drama. When you watch a reality TV show and then there's drama showing and then you want to get your popcorn and just like you're so interested in it. So that's the kind of feeling I get here of how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. There's this kind of feeling of like either people talking about you before you enter the room, before you walk into the room, or people just naturally feel entertained by your energy in some type of way. Perhaps you're really funny in some type of way, or perhaps you just are very intriguing where people just want to know more about you after, you walk into the room. They just want to talk to you, hear your voice. That's the kind of feeling I get. So that's what I'm feeling here. And I'm also feeling a similarity here with my pure kind of souls. Like I feel like you're pure, innocent souls, if that makes sense. Loving souls is what I feel from you. So there's this feeling of like when you walk into the room, people naturally are drawn to you. People are naturally quite loving towards you with the true love and compassion card. And that's kind of how you steal the attention, because the paradise card here talks about this kind of feeling of heaven on earth. And it kind of reminds me of a inside joke I used to make with my sister. And I think Spirit likes to talk to me through inside jokes, if that makes sense, to kind of like get the energy out, the explanation of it out faster. So I used to have this inside joke with my little sister, and I'd always be like to her, you walk somewhere and angels are singing like, ah! Don't laugh at me, but that's the always inside joke I made with her. And when this card came out, I just heard my grandma, like, my grandma sometimes assists me with readings. She's passed away, but sometimes, like, she gives me those inside jokes to kind of show the energy in a faster way so that I don't have to decipher it for too long. So that's the energy I get from you, my pal number ones, from that inside joke. Like when you walk into the room, it's like angels harmonizing everywhere. When you watch TV and someone walks into the room and they're literally glowing, and it's like light around them and it's music playing and everything's slowed down, their hair is flowing, that kind of energy. I feel like that's you, my pal number ones. There's a sense of when you walk into the room, everybody's eyes are drawn to you, like there's angels singing around, harmonizing everywhere. There's this feeling of you or your aura glowing in some way. People can't always see auras, but they can feel the energy, you know what I mean, subconsciously. So it's really cool that Spirit kind of gave me that inside joke to explain the energy of how you steal the attention when you walk into the room, because that there is that feeling of when you walk into the room, it's like angels harmonizing. It's you just steal all the attention with your glow, if that makes sense, because we even see like a gold radiating from her in some type of way, and this card just looks so beautiful. So perhaps you look like a paradise when you walk into the room. There's something about you that seems very much like paradise, if that makes sense. I'm also noticing here That is how you steal the attention when you walk into the room and it's like all eyes are on you. But I'm noticing like you have this pure soul to you, my pal number ones, that people can naturally sense, and they naturally feel drawn to giving you love in some type of way with the true love card because of that. Because they feel kind of like safe in your energy. They feel your energy. And I mean, you even chose, well, this card, and the star card is here. So the star card represents, a person really shining. You really shine when you walk into the room, and that's how you steal the attention from everyone. Because you really shine, and it's like your aura radiates and glows, and you just glow when you walk into the room, and that's how you steal all the attention. And it's like people are naturally drawn to talking to you, to being your friend, to giving you love, because they feel so good within your vicinity, within your energy, if that makes sense. So that is what I'm seeing. And I feel like as a result of people giving you so much love, there may be some jealousy, which I'll get into in a moment. But it's just like that's how you steal all the attention in the room. It's like everyone's drawn to you, everyone wants to speak to you, everyone notices how you glow and how you just take up space and shine when you walk into the room. And that's kind of like what everyone notices, and everyone's just naturally drawn to you, even if you don't feel this way about yourself. There is this feeling of people having this urge to talk to you or to be your friend, or even having crushes on you when you walk into the room with the true love card. Even if they don't specifically tell you this or show it, that is the feeling they get from you, okay? So, with the paradise kind of card, I feel like you not look very innocent, but there's this feeling of like, perhaps some of you look younger than you are, or perhaps some of you just have this youthful look to you. Spirit is kind of reminding me of like almost like an angel. I don't know, like maybe people think you look like an angel with the paradise card. But there is this feeling of like you have that angelic, pure sort of look to you, or innocent type of look to you, but you also have a sensual look to you at the same time, if that makes sense. I don't know how these two energies are showing up at the same time, but it is. So I feel like perhaps you look youthful or look innocent in some type of way, and then there's this feeling of people naturally being drawn to you because of that. But there's also this feeling of people finding you quite sexy, quite attractive, quite seductive in some type of way. Spirit is showing me, I think it was Kendall and Kylie Jenner when they dressed up for Halloween, and they kind of, one of them dressed up as an angel devil. I think it was them, I'm not quite sure. Or an image I saw on Pinterest. So they're showing me that like perhaps there's two sides of you that people see, and like, when people dress up for Halloween and they dress up as a devil, but it looks really sexy and hot, and then their friend dresses up as an angel and they look very cute. So I feel like you have that cute but seductive side to you at the same time, if that makes sense. So people either see the one side or the other side, or they see both at the same time, if that makes sense. And that's kind of how you steal the attention when you walk into the room, because there is this feeling of people being drawn to you, wanting to give you love, wanting to talk to you, but also feeling really attracted to you in a sensual way. I don't know if you ever wear clothes that are revealing, or if you just wear normal clothes that cover up, but there's still the sense of people being quite attracted to you in a sensual way. Even if you don't dress up in that type of way, there's still that vibe here I'm picking up on, of people's kind of mouths watering for you in some type of way. I'm hearing like seductive from spirit. So there is this side of you that is quite seductive, even if you don't see it quite yourself. Or maybe people just look at you this way when you walk into the room, and that's how you steal the attention, because you look cute but seductive at the same time, which I feel like I can relate to this because people have said this to me before, like I look cute and innocent, but um I have that side to me too. So yeah, like I just feel like I don't mean it in a bad way, but like if anyone comes to me and like tries to hurt my family or friends, or like, like how I spoke about my little sister, then they'll get that side of me. But I feel like that's kind of you, my pal number ones, in a way, if you relate to that energy, like I'm cute, but don't F with me. And now Spirit is showing me what was that? The Powerpuff Girls bubbles where she's holding that kind of teddy bear, that octopus teddy bear, and she's like, I'm cute, but don't mess with me type of vibes. I can't remember exactly what she said, but they're showing me that meme, like of bubbles with that teddy bear, that octopus teddy bear. So yeah, I feel like you have that kind of energy to you, like sweet but psycho. Not saying that you're psycho, but you have that type of energy to you that people kind of view you as, if that makes sense. Even if you don't see yourself that way, you have this like cute and innocent look to you, but also don't mess with me type of energy. So it's very cool. I feel like people just feel very attracted to you when you walk into the room, but they also find you quite cute. And that is how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. Plus, you naturally just shine and glow when you walk into the room. And that is kind of the energy I feel here. Some of you look quite glam when you walk into the room. Like, this is my pile of people that wear something and it looks expensive on you, with the Nine of Pentacles. Because some of you don't wear, expensive designer clothes, but the way you pull it off, you make it look expensive in some type of way. Or the way you do your hair, the way you do your makeup for my woman. Something about that looks very expensive. Perhaps maybe even the car you drive as you walk into the room, or the glasses you wear. Spirit is showing me sunglasses. Some of you just have normal sunglasses, but it looks expensive in some type of way. Or the clothes you wear, as we see her looking very glam here. Some of you, I'm hearing your fashion style kind of steals all the attention when you walk into the room, because you have this innocent look to you, like I said, but also glam, but also sexy and seductive at the same time. But also don't F with me at the same time. Like, you give all the sides of you at the same time. And I don't know, I don't usually see this in readings, but this is the vibe I'm picking up on from you, my pal number ones. Even if you don't see it in yourself, this is how others look at you when you walk into the room, and how you kind of steal the attention when you walk into the room. I'm seeing watches for some of you. Some of you wear watches and then it looks quite expensive and it's not. Or your makeup. Like, some people think that you are wearing like not designer makeup, but like those expensive types of makeups. Makeup brands, you know what I mean? But maybe it's just like drugstore makeup. So that's the feeling I get here. Even your hair, like something about your hair looks like you just came out of the salon, but maybe you just did it yourself at home. That's the feeling I get from you, my pal number ones. Maybe some of you have, just gone to the hairdresser, just have that type of money to spend on yourself and spoil yourself in that way. But that's the feeling I get from you, of like how people look at you when you walk into the room and how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. And you naturally have this energy of like, people want to love you, people want to be your friend, people want to date you when you walk into the room. You just have all eyes on you, and people also naturally just want to buy you gifts or buy you coffee or just spoil you in some type of way. Maybe not even with money, but like carry your bags when you walk into the room, or um, get you a drink when you walk into the room, depending on where you're going, of course. But that's the energy I feel like people are naturally just drawn to you and attracted to you in a sensual way, but then they also have quite massive crushes on you when you walk into the room. And there is that side of you, like people with the like seductive side, like when people have crushes on you, it's almost like they have like the devil whispering in their ear telling them to go ask for your number, but then they want to kind of flirt with you, but then they say like to that side of themselves, no, um either I'm too scared to talk to that person, or no, I'm just going to be kind to them and sweet to them. I'm not going to let them know that I'm that attracted to them. Because there's this feeling of people, I don't know what it is, but people naturally respect your energy. So even if they do feel quite attracted to you in a sensual way, there's this feeling of they hold it off for a bit. They cool down that fire within them, if that makes sense. Because I feel like they don't want to come on too strong, and people have massive crushes on you when you walk into the room, even friendship crushes, like, oh my gosh, pile number ones look so cool, I want to be their friend, like, I want to talk to them, I want to hear what's up with their life, like, they seem entertaining in some way. Sometimes when you are about to walk into the room, people talk about you, and then naturally when you walk into the room, there's this feeling of people being intrigued by you. That's just for some of you, or sometimes. But I am feeling that strongly. And if you have walked into the room, like let's say you're going to a friend's house and they have other friends over, or you're going to a party with people you know, and then other people that you don't know are going to be there, there's this feeling of them talking about you before you enter the room, but in a very loving way, like, oh, my pal number ones are so amazing. They're this and this and this. They're like this and this and this. And they're just, talking about you before you enter the room. And there's just this feeling of people being quite intrigued by you. Or like when you walk into the room, like I said, go into a friend's house and there's other friends of theirs there. Or like a party by people you know, but like other people you don't know are there. There's this feeling of like, every time you go somewhere and you walk into the room, there's a different side of you that shows, if that makes sense. I feel like you're very multidimensional beings, and there's this feeling of people being surprised by each side of you, because it's like they thought you were one way, and Spirit is showing me that Rubik Cube kind of energy. So you are like a Rubik Cube where people are trying to figure you out. They're trying to see all sides of you, if that makes sense. Perhaps some of you are Geminis. Or perhaps some of you are just multidimensional. That's the energy I'm getting. And like people kind of want to figure you out. People feel intrigued by you. And that's how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. Because they hear about you when you walk into the room, but then they want to get to know all sides of you and see all sides of you and hear you speak. I'm hearing that your voice is very pretty or sexy or handsome. Something about your voice is something people like hearing. And it's like you steal all the attention when you speak, all eyes on you, and people naturally just listen. And sometimes I'm feeling like if you feel like people ignore you when you talk, it's because they see that other people are listening to you. Because I'm feeling the vibe that some of you are listening and you're like, no, people ignore me when I talk. But like, I'm feeling like they do that pettily, because have you ever been in a group of people where you're talking and then people just start ignoring you while you talk and like not listening to you? and like they just start looking at their phone or looking away or talking to someone else, it's because they can naturally sense you stealing all the attention, as this reading is, and they're kind of petty when they do that. So I'm getting that message for some of you, not all of you. Um, and yeah, I just feel the energy, like people are naturally quite drawn to your energy when you walk into the room. They want to see all sides of you. And like I said, with the energy of like you walking into a place where you've been before, like a friend's house or a party, there's this feeling of every time you go there, you have a different kind of outfit, different type of style, different type of aesthetic, or you wear something different, and each time you steal the attention when you wear something different. Or if you go to places where you've been before and other people have seen you before, like for example the grocery store, your local coffee shop, that's the type of feeling I get. Like you wear something new each time and you steal the attention and you shine each time you wear something new. Some of you can pull off different types of aesthetics. That's the feeling I get from you the whole time, multidimensional. Like you can pull off many types of styles, you can pull off many types of aesthetics, different types of colors, and you will steal the attention and shine each time you walk into the room with different styles, different aesthetics, different hairstyles, different makeup colors, different colors you wear. It's every time you walk into the room, no matter what you're wearing something new, but then or expressing yourself in a new type of way, and each time you shine when you do that, and that makes you steal all the attention when you walk into the room. Okay, I'm also seeing that like when you walk into the room, how I said like angels harmonizing, like that kind of energy of how you just have that energy to you, but people feel like it's a miracle when you walk into the room, if that makes sense. So I'm just naturally feeling the energy of like, you know, when you are. Okay, Spirit is giving me the example of like when you're at a party and like you're there and a lot of people, you're trying to talk to them, but you're not vibing with them. And like you walk into the room. I'm hearing fashionably late. Some of you get there late and then you're fashionably late. Well, that's just what people think. Take it as it resonates. But like, you know, when you're not vibing with people there and you're just kind of bored with the people there, not to be rude to the people there, but like you're not vibing with the people there, and then you walk into the room and you look very interesting, or people talk about you in an interesting way, and then people are excited. It's like the energy shifts and changes when you walk into the room, if that makes sense. So that is what I'm feeling heavily. Like people get intrigued by you and then they want to talk to you, and they're bored of the people there, but then they want to talk to you and pull you aside and like have a drink with you or like be your friend. I don't know, that's a feeling I get. Like people naturally get excited when you walk into the room, and that's how you steal the attention, because it's like they're bored of the other people there, but then when you walk into the room, you walk in with this shining star energy, and everybody's naturally drawn to you. Everyone wants to speak to you. Everyone wants to see the different sides of you. And sometimes people can't quite figure you out because you're so multidimensional. But it makes you kind of live in their head rent free, if that makes sense. So I feel the feeling like when you walk into the room, there's this kind of energy of like after you leave, someone says, oh, this person was so kind to me, blah blah blah, I love them so much, like I want to be their friend. And then someone else says, oh, but they were so quiet with me, why did they show that loving side to you, but they were kind of quiet with me and didn't want to speak to me? Do they not like me? Like that kind of energy. So you may get different types of reactions from different types of people as you walk into the room and steal the kind of spotlight on you. That's the feeling I get. The spotlight is on you when you walk into the room. You know, when someone, they're giving me the example of like when someone walks into the room on a prom day, prom night, and then like they're walking down the stairs in movies and things, and then the light is on them. That's the feeling I get from you. But you have the star card, so you have that type of energy, my pile number ones. So I'm noticing we have 2 8s here, 48 and 38, but I'm going to ignore the first numbers because we have 8 8. So 8 is a number of abundance, and I see that as like you abundantly stealing the energy when you walk into the room. As I said, you don't just steal the attention or the energy. What did I say? Energy. I meant attention. You don't just steal the attention, you steal the spotlight. If that makes sense. You abundantly steal the attention with the 8, because 8 is a number of abundance. And 9 is a number of like releasing. We see 2 9s here. So perhaps you help people release boredom when you walk into the room, like I said, because they're intrigued by you. Or you help people release jealousy when they are jealous of you, if something like that. Because I feel like the jealousy comes from a place of their own insecurity, not you outshining them, because no one can outshine anyone. Only if you believe you can be outshined, then you will be outshined. You know what I mean? So you naturally, with people that are jealous of you, you naturally trigger insecurities within them with the devil card. Because let's say you are talking to one of their friends, and their friend is naturally intrigued by your energy, and then their friend loves you, right? And then they look at that and they feel quite jealous of that because they wanted to talk to their friend. You know what I mean? And then they have that own insecurity that is triggered within them that they need to release. So you have a very pure aura where you naturally bring out whatever needs to be brought out in people, so that they can release that and heal. Because your energy is quite healing with the star card next to the devil card. You know what I mean? So that is the energy I feel of how you steal the attention when you walk into the room, my pile number ones. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose this honey calcite crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. So you chose the card precognition with psychic ability and future vision. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of your cards, but before I do, please be aware this is a general reading to only take what resonates and leave the rest, as the messages may differ for everyone. So for your cards, we have Soul Radiance with Phoenix Rising. We have Friendship with Support, Fun, Unity, and Play. We have Divine Mother with Nurturing, Compassion, and Grace. And we have Clarity with Planning, Releasing, Illusion. For your tarot cards, we have the 5 of Cups. We have the 9 of Swords. Spirit just made a joke with me. Sorry for laughing. I'll tell you in a moment. We have the Empress. We have the Page of Wands. And lastly, we have the Chariot. Okay, my pile number twos. Now that we have your cards laid out, I see exactly how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. So I'll tell you the inside joke Spirit told me in a moment, but I kind of just want to give a whole backstory to what I'm seeing here. Okay, you might laugh when you hear. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what it is today. Maybe Spirit is just jokey today, because even pal number one, there was kind of like this inside joke energy. Spirit sometimes gives me the messages through inside jokes. Okay, so I'll tell you in a moment what I saw, but with the precognition card with psychic ability and future vision, there's this kind of energy of like when you walk into the room, or actually before you walk into the room, my pal number twos, there's a sense of people intuitively sensing that before you walk into the room. So I'm going to use my own example. Spirit is guiding me back to like when we naturally and intuitively sense the energy but don't understand what it is yet. So I feel like a lot of people can tap into energies. You know, you don't have to fully be psychic to tap into energies. It's the human collective. We're all connected, interconnected in a beautiful way. So I'll give my own example. The one day before I went to this type of party, type of place, I intuitively sensed that I shouldn't go there, and I didn't understand why, because I went there before, I was friends with those people before, and I didn't understand why I sensed that. And before I went there, I felt like my stomach was turning in knots, if that makes sense. Like I felt this anxious feeling, and I didn't understand why. But then when I went there, everything was good, everything was fine, until this one lady showed up that I didn't know. It was a friend that they had, but then she was quite rude to me, and it hurt my feelings. I'm not going to go into details, but then that's the feeling I get from Spirit, like almost showing me an example of like how we can feel the energy before we even know what it is. So there's this feeling of perhaps people feeling anxious before they walk into the room, and then when you walk into the room, they understand why, if that makes sense. Some people. Whereas other people may feel really good before you walk into the room. They may feel very energetic, may feel very happy before you walk into the room, but they're not sure why. So sometimes we feel the feelings of what will happen before it happens as like Spirit trying to show us something, okay? So with the anxious ones, I'll tell you what it means. There's this feeling of people subconsciously feeling your energy before you walk into the room. And with the people that have that anxious feeling, they feel that because they feel intimidated by you, my pal number twos, because of how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. I feel the feeling here like maybe people of the same gender, when you are about to walk into the room, they have tried their best to look the best. They've tried their best to do their hair, their makeup, if they're a woman, the best, and really steal all the attention, be in the spotlight when they walk into the room. They try their best, like I'm seeing Spirit almost show me like the meme when it's like someone's doing something fast and it's like I don't know how to say it properly, but like that. I think it was like something with Nicki Minaj. I don't know, I can't remember, but sometimes Spirit likes to show me these things through memes. So they were showing me like someone shaving their legs really quickly, like a TikTok meme almost, like someone trying to shave their legs quickly, shave everything quickly, wash their hair quickly, curl their hair. And now Spirit is showing me the scene from Euphoria when Cassie wakes up at 4 a.m. to do her hair, to do her makeup, and then she wears the same outfit as Maddie. If you have ever watched Euphoria, you will know what I'm speaking about. But then, like, Rue was like the storyteller of the thing in the background, and she was like, Cassie woke up at 4 a.m. to impress Nick, something along those lines. So perhaps some of these people specifically put in so much work to get ready and to look their best and to kind of steal all eyes on them, if that makes sense, the spotlight on them. But then when you walk into the room, you steal all eyes on you more than they do, if that makes sense. Just like how Maddie was always like the best dressed, in my opinion, more than Cassie. Not to say Cassie wasn't pretty, she was very pretty, but Maddie just had this glam to her. You get what I mean? And then after that, Cassie tried to start, in that movie series, Cassie started trying to copy Maddie, and she even was dating Maddie's boyfriend behind her back. And I'm not saying anyone's dating your person behind your back. I'm just saying that you may have people naturally try to compete with you and try to steal all eyes on them and try to work their hardest to look the best to kind of get people to notice them. And I feel more in a romantic way. Like, let's say you're going to a party, for example, and you don't even try to look your best, you just radiate in a beautiful way, and you literally are showing up as the Empress card. So you give off that glam kind of energy, or you just steal the attention when you walk into the room, you know what I mean? And there's this feeling of them almost like feeling anxiety when you walk into the room, because they tried to impress someone there, but they couldn't, because that maybe that person was looking at you and not at them, or like maybe everyone's eyes are on you as you walk into the room and not on them, and then they kind of just feel sad and down and anxious. And like, I heard the meme, I'm going to tell you now that I told you the whole backstory, otherwise it wouldn't have made sense. I heard the meme, I'm panicking, I'm gonna lose me job. It's like that kind of meme. And you know, when on Instagram Reels where it shows like a cat like baking muffins with their hands, but like doing it to the blanket, and then they're doing it fast, and it's like, I'm panicking, I'm gonna lose me job. So that was like what I heard from Spirit, and what Spirit was showing me when I was laying out your cards, and I laughed because it was just so funny, and I instantly knew what that was. So it's like people almost panic when you walk into the room because they've lost their job, they've lost the spotlight on them, they've lost the attention on them. You get what I mean? My pal number 2. So yeah, that's the energy I feel. Like, you kind of trigger some anxiety within people, but it's because they're insecure within themselves. And like I said with pile number 1, because I felt some jealousy for pile number 1, and I'm feeling it for you strongly, but not that strong. I feel like this is just half the energy, not all the energy, maybe a quarter of the energy, if that makes sense. I said to pile number 1, nobody can steal the attention from you. Nobody can outshine you unless you believe you can be outshined. Then people will outshine you. But if you believe that you can shine like a star somewhere and someone else can also shine like a star, and you're both shining together, nobody can steal the attention from you. Only if you believe that and your mindset is that. You get what I mean? So these people's mindsets that are kind of jealous of you are insecure in a way with the 5 of Cups. There's this feeling of like disappointment in themselves, not feeling good about themselves, their self-image, their self-worth. So it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with their insecurities and their own disappointment within themselves. So which is why I wanted to leave this for the beginning of the reading and move on to better positive things, because this has nothing to do with you and everything to do with their own insecurities, okay? So, like I said, people naturally sense your energy before you enter the room. They naturally feel some kind of psychic ability before you enter the room. Perhaps you are quite in tune with the universe in some way that other people get that when you enter the room, before you enter the room. You get what So I feel here with the Empress card, you literally stand out when you enter the room. When you walk into the room, there's this feeling of all eyes on you. I mean, look at the Empress card. She's so gorgeous here. You know what I mean? And there's this feeling of with the Soul Radiance card, you radiate and shine when you walk into the room. There's this feeling of like the Empress is the ultimate Venusian energy. You know what I mean? So perhaps your fashion style is really good. Perhaps you're really beautiful or really handsome. And it's like you have that physical type of essence or beauty or handsomeness that really steals all eyes on you, steals the attention from everybody in the room when you walk into the room. And you don't even have to try. It's something just easy and simple for you because we see here a naked woman, right? So I take that as a symbolic energy for like, you don't even have to try like those other people and wake up at 4 a.m. to look your best. You can be there with no makeup, your hair just brushed, in normal clothes and still steal the attention. That's the feeling I get from you, my pile number twos. Even if you don't feel so yourself, this is how others view you, okay, when you walk into the room. So there's this feeling of like you just have all eyes on you when you walk into the room. You just steal all the attention and your soul kind of radiates through. Like my pile number ones, you know how we even see her aura like radiating here. There's that feeling with you, my pile number twos as well. I said this for pile number one as well, but it's like your aura radiates and shines when you walk into the room. Just like this card. And I feel like you just shine when you walk into the room. You radiate, you glow. And you have this Venusian type of essence to you. The Venus energy is beauty, is love, it's romance, it's sensuality. You know what I mean? I feel like you have that type of vibe to you. And your physical type of beauty or handsomeness steals all the attention when you walk into the room. I'm also picking up some of you have quite a nice fashion sense, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. You have a great fashion sense, and there's this feeling of people noticing your beauty first when you enter the room. And you know how I said people feel that kind of psychic ability before you enter the room, before you walk into the room. I feel like those that are not jealous of you feel like almost excited before you enter the room. They feel excited for no reason. They don't know why they're excited. And you walk into the room and they're like, that's why I was excited. Like, if they have a crush on you, you know what I mean? That kind of energy. Because you kind of powerfully steal the attention when you walk into the room. That's the feeling I get. Because this Phoenix Rising card also talks about having a sense of power. But I take it in context with the reading. You powerfully steal the attention when you walk into the room. And it's like music playing when you walk into the room. So similar to pile number one in a way, but different at the same time. Because it's like music plays when you walk into the room. Have you ever watched a movie where like someone walks into the room and music is playing and then like their hair is like in slow motion, swinging their hair around or like taking their elastic out of their hair and then shaking it around, and like all eyes are on them, and then they look very attractive while doing that. Or like, let's say someone's at the beach and then they take off their shirt and they're in their bikini, and then like all eyes on them and everything's in slow motion, and then they're running on the beach and then there's like music playing. I feel like that's how people see you when you walk into the room. There is that feeling of like time just slowing down. It feels like music's playing in the background like we see here, you know what I mean? And now looking at the Chariot card, with the bicycle, Spirit is reminding me of that what is it called? Kali Uchis' music video where she's like riding a bicycle and she just looks really pretty in like a short jumpsuit type of energy. I want to see what song it is. Maybe it has a meaning for this reading. They're just showing me the music video. I'm not sure what song it is yet. So I'm just on YouTube and a stupid ad was and it's like, so you glow for real. Is that not a coincidence? Because I said you glow and radiate. I'm just watching if it is this music video. It's Telepatia by Kali Uchis, where she's riding the bike. She's not wearing a jumpsuit, but she's wearing like this pretty dress and a red dress as well, where she looks like really Hollywood glam in the red dress and red lipstick, whereas in the where she's riding the bicycle, she just looks very pretty, like very cute, if that makes sense. So some of you have that vibe of being very cute when you walk into the room. That feeling of like whatever you wear looks really cute, your fashion style. And some of you look very glam, like glamorous type of energy. I just want to see what the lyrics of the song are and like see if that has any sort of meaning, because Spirit showed me it for a reason. So let's see. So the lyrics in English are, who would have known that can make love telepathically? The moon is full, my bed is empty. What I would do to you if I had you in front of you. In front of me, I would blow your mind night and day, night and day. You know, I'm just a flight away. If you wanted, you can take a private plane. Kilometers, we're connecting. Okay, so it's basically like talking about telepathically, like, and she says, because I can read your mind, I can read your mind, I can hear your thoughts like a melody. Isn't that funny? I can hear your thoughts like a melody, and then we have like a person playing a musical instrument here. So perhaps that's like Spirit telling me in between the lines that you also have this really sexy vibe to you, where people, the telepathy kind of reminds me of the telepathy card from this deck. It didn't come out, but whenever I see that card, I see it as like, I've gotten it for other readings if you watched my readings before. It's like you draw people in telepathically without doing or saying anything physically. They're just instinctively drawn to you. You get what I mean? So I think that is Spirit showing me that message indirectly through the song. Like you draw people in and you lure people in with your energy, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost like a mermaid that lures, or a siren that lures people in. Perhaps you also have a voice that sounds quite like a melody, you know. That's the feeling I get here. Something about your voice also sounds like a melody, or perhaps you have a beautiful singing voice, and perhaps people just naturally feel very drawn to you, very attracted to you. They feel very sensually attracted to you as well, because the Empress is literally that form of attractiveness as well. You know, the bunny here represents fertility. Sometimes the Empress shows up as a pregnant woman, so there is that feeling here as well. You know what I mean? That people are very attracted to you in that kind of way. And then I saw like this card, and it kind of reminded me of that Wednesday series scene where she's kind of playing that musical instrument and everything is going in chaos around her, but all eyes are on her. So it's showing me, like Spirit showing me that scene, like everything can be chaos around you, but all eyes will still be on you, because when you walk into the room, it's like a melody. And the funny thing is, I said something along those lines, and then the telepathia lyrics were something about like, I can hear your thoughts like a melody. Is that not cool? So I didn't even know what the lyrics were, but that is very cool. So there can be like chaos around, and everyone can be busy speaking, everybody can be busy with something, but you walk into the room and all eyes are still on you in a very powerful way, if that makes sense. Okay. Not only do people feel sensually attracted to you, but people want to be your friend when you walk into the room. People want to talk to you. There's this feeling of you being very intelligent, having this powerful personality or powerful energy to you, and it's like people want to plan more days with you after you leave the room with the chariot, because we see her driving away with a bicycle. So it's like after you leave the room, people want to plan more days with you. Like they want to be your friend, they want to be your lover. Everybody's just drawn magnetically to you when you enter the room. When you walk into the room, you have this graceful but powerful energy to you. And I think you're also very smart and intelligent, and people can hear that naturally when they speak to you. And you're also really wise and intuitive and very nurturing and compassionate to people. You may have people when you walk into the room, like let's say you're going to a party, for example, and everybody wants to talk to you and be your friend. People are naturally drawn to you. Even if you don't see it that way, this is how other people see it. Even if they don't come up to you and talk to you, it's like they want to plan to talk to you or something. Something like that. Or like they talk to you and they tell you their whole life story. They feel naturally just comfortable around you. Because you feel safe and nurturing. That's the energy you give off, and that's how people sense your energy when you walk into the room. Very nurturing and loving and like graceful at the same time, but you also have this powerful presence to you, like don't F with me type of vibe. So you have those types of energies to you, and that's how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. And I think people just want to plan to see you more. Like let's say you're just walking into a coffee shop and someone wants to plan to talk to you and ask you for your number and then plan to see you on a date. Like that's the kind of feeling I get. Even if it's not a date kind of vibe, it's like people want to plan to see you again. And that is how powerfully you steal the attention when you walk into the room. We also see an eagle here. I think this is an eagle, but I always see like birds as like the energy of like seeing things from a bird's eye view, because we also have bird wings here. Bird kind of hawk, not hawk, bird mouth. I don't know what that's called. So beak, yes, we have that here. So we have a lot of bird energy here. Birds is like flying high in the sky and seeing things from a bird eye perspective. So perhaps even you steal the attention from people even when they're far away. They can see you from far away and you steal the attention in some type of way. Like your presence is kind of powerful and your soul radiates so powerfully, and it's like you give off this energy of like free like a bird when you walk into the room as well, reading in between the lines of your cards. So that is the energy I feel of how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. My pile number 2s. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose this red jasper crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. So you chose the card Calming the Waters with Peaceful Self-Regulation. I'm going to go ahead and add your rest of your cards, but please be aware that this is general reading, to only take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, so for your cards, we have Deep Emotions with Unknown Feelings and Past Life Influences. We have Adjustment with Looking Back and Moving Forward. We have Opening Heart with Deep Connections and Water Blessings. And lastly, for your oracle cards, we have grateful optimism with joyous view of the future. For your tarot cards, we have the Seven of Cups, we have the Hierophant, we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Page of Swords, and lastly we have the Three of Cups. Okay, my pile number threes, now that we have your cards laid out, I see exactly how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. So firstly, with the Seven of Cups, I'm noticing how you steal the attention. Seven of Cups talks about many different options, but in this case, with the context of the reading of how you steal the attention when you walk into the room, I feel like you steal the attention in many different ways or many different forms, depending on who is looking at you when you walk into the room, if that makes sense. So I'm going to try to explain all the reasons I see here, but there may be many more reasons than I specifically say, okay? So firstly, I'm noticing with the Page of Swords, I'm feeling like some of you steal the attention when you walk into the room by your fashion style. Something about your fashion style, the way you express yourself, people find it quite creative in some way, or you express yourself very creatively. Some of you have this free kind of energy when you walk into the room, or some of you dress in a way that's very spiritual, or like you look very free or spiritual in some type of way. I don't know how to explain it, but perhaps the way you dress, maybe some of you wear crystal necklaces, crystal bracelets, perhaps some of you wear very loose clothes, like those long skirts, and then like a crop top if you're a woman. I don't know, the energy I feel here is very free, like something about you looking very free when you enter the room, when you walk into the room. And for some of you, the way you dress is quite artistic, or the way you express yourself in some ways kind of creative. Or some of you are actually creative or artistic in some type of way, and like people have seen your art in some type of way. I don't know why it's showing up here, but that's the feeling I'm getting. Or perhaps the way some of you express yourself and talk is quite poetic when you walk into the room and you speak to people. It's like you kind of steal all the attention when you talk, because even in this Three of Cups is kind of giving me this energy of like, when you're at a dinner party and someone like clinks on the drink or the glass and then makes like an announcement. They're showing me that, but like in the sense of like when you speak, you steal all the attention. All eyes are on you when you speak. Something about the way you speak, your voice, maybe it sounds pretty, cute, sexy, I don't know, or handsome, or perhaps the way you speak is quite poetic in some way, quite beautiful in some way, or the words you say are quite loving. I don't know, something about the way you speak steals the attention when you walk into the room, and the way you express yourself with your fashion style, okay? I'm picking up like some of you, there's this feeling of like when you walk into the room, people naturally put you on the pedestal. You give off like this queen, king vibes, like royalty kind of energy, because in this card she's wearing a crown, and in this card this jewelry looks very beautiful. So I'm kind of getting that energy like people naturally put you on a pedestal when you walk into the room, and that's how you kind of steal the attention. All eyes on you. Some of you are writers, I'm picking up, or like you're very good with communication in some type of way, or like something about your voice. I keep seeing voice. That's what I'm seeing. Or like the words you say to people are very loving and they can feel your heart. Open up to them when you speak to them in some type of way. I'm also picking up like the energy of like, even if you're just sitting down and you're not trying to steal all the attention on you, like, because even in these cards, the eyes are closed. It's like you're not, sometimes you're not noticing when people are looking at you because you're in your own sort of world or just sitting down somewhere. And it's like people naturally look at you, but you're just kind of in your own world. You give off this dreamy essence or dreamy vibe as well. Very loving vibe, very loving energy, dreamy type of healing energy I feel from you. And yeah, that's the energy I feel. Like you're kind of just like in your own world and you don't quite notice everyone looking at you or the attention being on you in some type of way. You're just doing you, if that makes sense. And I'm also feeling like a lot of airy vibes, like air energy, because we have a lot of swords cards. But I'm also feeling like a watery energy. Some of you are water signs, some of you are air signs, and some of you are fire signs. But if the signs don't resonate, it's okay. This is just like the vibe I'm picking up off of you, the essence I'm picking up on, like very airy fairy or like watery mermaidy type of vibe. Like your vibe feels very magical in some type of way, but also very powerful in some type of way. Because I feel like there's this energy of like when you walk into the room, people are naturally drawn to you and quite attracted to you, but sometimes you don't quite realize that within yourself. Or you're not looking to steal the attention. You're just there in your own world. You're just being you, and all eyes are on you, and you don't necessarily notice when all eyes are on you. There's also this feeling of like when you walk into the room, people are quite excited to talk to you and get to know you. There's this excitement kind of feeling like, I'm excited. I want to talk to this person. I want to get to know this person. You seem like quite a celebration to be around with the Three of Cups. People are naturally drawn to being your friend. People are naturally attracted to you, crushing on you when you walk into the room. Let's say you're in the grocery store, you're just walking around in your own world, or like you're walking around somewhere and you have your earphones in. You're not really noticing everyone stare at you, but that's the feeling I get here. Like people have crushes on you and you don't quite notice it. They flirt with you, but you don't quite notice it or catch on. And you're just kind and friendly back. But also, like a lot of people feel very joyous to see you. They get a lot of joy and excitement when you walk into the room. And that's also how you steal the attention, because it's like everyone wants, I'm hearing everyone wants a piece of the pie in what's his name's voice? Tyler the Creator, I think. I think it's him. I'm hearing it in his voice. Maybe it's a song I'm hearing. But it's like everyone wants a piece of you. I heard everyone wants a piece of my pie. Everyone wants a piece of the pie in his voice. So it's like everyone wants a piece of you. Everyone wants to talk to you, get to know you. People naturally feel quite joyous around your energy and feel very excited and optimistic to get to know you and to talk to you. They feel quite celebratory around your energy, with the Three of Cups here. People naturally just want to be your friend. That's the feeling I get from you and how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. There's also this feeling of people wanting to get to know you for the future. Future type of vibe. So like let's say someone asks you out on a date when you walk into the room, or they ask for your number, or they talk to you and they say, can we plan a day where we go out together someday, like as friends, or they want to do this because you steal all the attention and like have all eyes on you in a way. I feel like you're very unique souls, and that's what people are kind of drawn to in a way. But I also feel like your energy feels quite loving. You open up your heart to anyone in a deep way, and like your energy feels quite loving, where people are naturally drawn to you and want to get to know you and plan future days where they get to see you. But sometimes they feel scared to say so. So sometimes they ask for your number and write you a text message to ask you to go out someday. Like, that's a feeling I get. Or flirt with you. And like that first time they were scared to. I don't know. That's the kind of vibe I'm picking up on, of how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. I'm also seeing how you steal the attention when you walk into the room is you are my pile that trigger deep emotions within people. So, like, let's say you trigger jealousy within someone. You're going to trigger it in a very deep way, because I feel like you have the sense of like feeling things very deeply. Your heart is very open. So you naturally rub off that energy on others, where they feel things very deeply around you. Let's say you trigger sadness in someone, but not in a bad way. Like, let's say they come to you and they're feeling quite sad, and then they tell you their whole life story. I feel like you're naturally quite nurturing to them. You can say wise words to them. You're very quite wise with the Hierophant, and like you say the right things to them. You're very nurturing and compassionate, and people naturally just come to you when they're feeling anxious or sad in any type of way when you walk into the room. And your energy just feels like a big hug. Like, when they talk to you, it feels like the emotional weight that was on their back kind of gets released in some type of way. Or perhaps the words you say to them changes their perspective, where it brings in change to their life. And then they naturally feel like you take it out, like those feelings that weren't supposed to be there. Because in this Eight of Swords card, we see the anxiety flowing out. You get what I mean? So you bring out those emotions that have been there for a long time, that need to come out in some type of way, for example. So let's say I feel like you're a mirror to people sometimes. Okay, so like, let's say jealousy, the jealous energy comes out because they feel quite insecure, but you're bringing that energy out unintentionally in them, that has been there all their life. Like, let's say they have an insecurity about something specific, and you trigger that insecurity within them by shining brightly when you walk into the room and stealing their attention. You bring that out so that can be released and changed, because it's opposite the adjustment card. Or like, let's say you're talking to a friend there, and that friend is friends with the other person, and that friend gets quite sad because the other friend they feel ignored by the other friend, but the other friend isn't trying to ignore them by speaking to you. They're just happy to be around you, and then like that friend feels sad because they feel ignored, but they weren't actually being ignored, but maybe they have a wound of being ignored or being rejected, and you trigger it within them, if that makes sense. Or let's say someone needs to feel very happy and excited. You trigger that deep emotion of happiness, excitement within them. Let's say someone needs to feel that love around them. You will trigger that deep, deep, deep emotion of love, like love that is such a high type of love, if that makes sense, in them, which they've never felt before, or they really feel, and then you trigger it within them. You get what I mean? So that's the feeling I get. Like, you bring out deep emotions within people when you walk into the room. Either people get excited, they get jealous, they feel their own sort of feelings that need to come out. They feel attraction, or they feel love, or they feel excited. Like, that's the feeling I get. Like, you trigger deep emotions within people when you walk into the room, my pal number threes. And that's how you steal the attention, because it's like you self-regulate people with the words you say, with the wisdom you give. When people naturally just come to you because they feel your energy is nurturing. So people like to talk to you, and you change their perspective on life, or you change their perspective on life with the emotions you trigger within them, if that makes sense. And you bring change to people when you walk into the room, because your energy is quite healing, because your heart is so open. So this is a very spiritual kind of energy, very healing kind of energy you bring to people when you walk into the room, and that's why you steal the attention on you. But yeah, that's what I feel here. I feel like it also helps people feel their feelings and transmute those energies within them if they have been what's the word? If they've been avoiding their emotions or pushing it down. I feel like you help bring it out in them unintentionally. And people that don't feel things quite deeply around you, and then they kind of get shocked by it and they don't understand why. But that's what I'm sensing here. So yeah, like, as well, I feel like I don't want you to worry about the jealousy, because like when people are jealous of you, there's this type of feeling of after they go home, they understand why. They have some kind of realization, if that makes sense. So your energy is very healing, where you unintentionally heal people's energy by just sitting around them, by just talking to them, by just giving them love, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm seeing here. So yeah, I feel like with you stealing the attention from people, it's like people naturally just want to talk to you, they want to vibe with you, they want to open their heart to you, create a deep connection with you, either in romance, friendship. They want to have deep conversations with you, and that's how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. How you steal the attention is you change people's lives, or you change something within them, and that makes them think about you for a very long time, where you steal the attention even after you have left the room. Okay, and it's like people naturally just want to talk to you, just want to hear your perspectives on life, because you're very smart, you're very wise. And yeah, that's the feeling I get here. Like, they want to see you in the future and plan days of fun with you, or invite you out somewhere to a party, or like the energy I feel is people love celebrating with you, and people find you quite fun to be around. Some of you have very beautiful smiles, as we see here. Some of you have very cute faces, youthful looking faces, or your faces are just very, something about your face looks good looking, and people naturally are just drawn to that when you enter the room. Some of you look quite good in dresses or flowy clothes. Just take the messages as they resonate. Some of you have beautiful smiles, laughter, and that's what people are drawn to when you enter the room. So that is the vibe I'm feeling. Some of you have tattoos or wear henna like this. And that's what people are drawn to when you walk into the room, and that's how you steal the attention. And I keep hearing your voice, like when you speak, all eyes are on you, if that makes sense. And even when you set boundaries with people, or you honor yourself in some way, or you say no, or you stand up to yourself after you walk into the room, there's this feeling of people being in quite awe of your energy, or like some of you are quite mysterious, and like when you speak, Something about the way you speak is like drawing people in, drawing the attention in. I feel like people just naturally get quite excited to talk to you and to just get to know you in a deep kind of way. They don't want to have shallow conversations with you. They want to have deep conversations with you. That's the feeling I get from you, my pile number threes. And you make people feel quite safe because you chose the red jasper crystal. Because you're very loving and you're very caring, and the words of wisdom you use is just like mind-blowing to people. So, because your heart is so open, the energy is naturally healing. Just like we see the ocean here, you know how the ocean comes forward and then back and then forward and back. It naturally cleans things here. And that's how I feel your energy is. Like, it clears out things in their soul that need to be cleared out because you're so loving. I'm also hearing patient, like you're very patient with people. But then also when you set boundaries and you honor yourself, it's like you steal the attention even more because people are just in awe of it because you're so loving. That they don't expect you to kind of set a boundary or something like that. That's what I'm feeling here as well. People are quite curious about you. That's the feeling I get, curious. They want to get to know you. So that is how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. My pile number threes, as I said, you steal the attention in many different ways. I may not even be mentioning all the ways you steal the attention. So if you were drawn to other piles, you're more than welcome to go and watch them. But yeah, that's the kind of energy I feel from you right now of how you steal the attention when you walk into the room. My pile number threes. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!